on Monday, we looked at 2 out of the 3 goals that we want to think about in jiu-jitsu when trying to control someone. So specifically, the first was having our chest to our partner's back, and the second is having our chest to our partner's chest. Today, I want to introduce one more goal. Which is covering the shoulders and the hips. So let's say from this side pin, right? I have my chest on my partner's chest. I'm able to put my weight on my partner, right? If I'm not doing anything to cover his hips and shoulders, if he moves, I'm gonna fall down, right? It's not great for me. So another goal that I want to think about here is using my limbs. Generally, when we're covering hips and shoulders, we want to use our limbs. So using my limbs to find a way to cover his shoulders as well as his hips. Now when Dave tries to rotate, I'm able to wedge in and follow, right? So here I have much better control. Dave finds it a lot harder to do. And as we spoke about on Monday, if I'm able to keep my partner like immobilized, I can then start to look for submission options. So from here, we have joint locks. A lot of joint locks. Here. Yes, okay. More joint locks. Here. It's a lot of submission options. But in order to create those opportunities for ourselves, we want to get good at holding our partner down. Alright? Okay. So, for our first game, we're going to start from the side pin. The bottom player, you're going to have both your hands on the inside. So basically, your chest and your partner's chest. Top player, you're going to just lay on them. And then have your arms covering their hips and shoulders. It doesn't matter to me how you put your arms or your legs. So you can have them like this. You can have them like this. You can even set up like this. But the main point is that you're making an effort to cover either hips, either shoulders, or both. For my partner as well, the main point is that they are making an effort to minimize the amount of chest-to-chest contact that I have. Okay? Now, what do you think Dave's goal is from here? In and out. What does that look like? Okay, yeah, push. So push. Okay. Yeah, use his legs to put them back in front of me, right? When Dave has his legs in front of me, it's safe. Like, he has more frames, stronger frames that he can use to maintain distance, and I'm not able to like stop him from moving. So I can't submit him.
So when you're on the ground, that is your defense, and it's close to each other?
One of the ways. There's a lot of different ways, and I don't wanna spoon feed you guys. I'm gonna start with this.
Alright.
Okay. So everyone play on the game. Bottom player. Top player, your goal is you see his hands. You wanna get past his hands and get chest to chest. Okay. If you can maintain chest to chest for 3 seconds, you win the round. And then you reset. And then we go again. Okay? Again, there's many ways to get rid of the frames that my partner has. Try first, and then you come on. Okay? Cool. Find someone who doesn't really have to be the same size, but up to you. Okay? Don't forget to take off your watches and your glasses.
Yes, a lot of people.
How was it? I felt like it was better. I felt like I've made small improvements compared to the mistakes that you made in the first round. So that was good. Being stuck on bottom sucks. It really fucking sucks. And it's supposed to be like shit. Right? As it is, you are at a disadvantage because first, your partner has their weight on you. Second, you have 2 limbs. I have 4 limbs that I can use. So I use my legs. get better at escaping throughout the course. So if you are struggling to escape right now, don't give something to save. We are going to move on to another pin position. That was a side pin. Now we're going to look at the mount, right? So in terms of covering hips and shoulders, the part of my body that's covering hips right now are my legs, right? So if Dave tries to move left or right, I'm wedging, like pitching, okay? My upper body, I want to try and stop the shoulders from rotating. Again, if Dave can rotate, we cannot. If Dave cannot rotate, tuck it up. Simple. Okay. First game. Top player, we start with, we call this kind of connection underhooks. We start with double underhook. And underhook is when I have my arm underneath my partner's armpit. Right? So both hands like this. Okay? This is really, really sucky for the bottom player. Okay, so we start here. My goal is to sit on top. Okay? Bottom player's goal is to let's see. Bottom player's goal for this game is just to get your hands in front. Okay? So you don't have to get your legs in front for now, but I want you to find ways to get your frames in. Yeah? For the bottom player, you can also think about how you can balance your partner. So for example, I know right now there's very little space, right? And that's because my hands are really close together. If Dave off balances me, I'm forced to post my hand, otherwise I fall off, right? Now there's a lot more space for Dave to get his hands. So think about that, right? Rather than fighting Dave against it, right? Kind of off balancing what you're doing. Questions? Right. Yeah, so kind of step. If you're going to frame on their face, actually no, don't frame on their face. I'm okay if you frame on like the top of the head, like this, or across the neck or arm, right? I don't want to see stuff like frame chokes, right? Just not good training etiquette. Yeah. Ego in some competitions will get you a lot of angry partners. Okay. On that note, also, when you're gripping a partner's hands, you want to grab the first knuckle. That's the limit of where we want to grab on our partner's hands. We don't want to grab individual digits, and obviously that's because if it's moving fast and I'm moving fast, bump. Okay. Likewise for the thumb, I don't want to grab the digit. I want to grab the base joint. So if I grab like this, it's fine. Make sense? And of course, anywhere down the body, every here is fine, here is fine. Okay? Careful. Yeah, so that's it. Top player trying to do it. Start with double on the hooks. Bottom player trying to get your both hands in front, in between your chest and your butt. Questions? Okay, find a new partner. Very nice.
Because I was sitting in too long. Yeah. You can sit here. Yeah.
Okay, sure.
You can sit here then. Okay. Yeah, but then if I sit here, right? Look in your face. Don't let my. Yeah. Not every time I try to rotate.
Okay. I have one pointer, just one pointer I want to give you for the top player. I like that the bottom player was kind of bridge. So the bridge is there when you push off with your legs, you get your hips up. It really, really pop balances your top player. And I like that. I saw a lot of you guys doing that. How about that? For the top player, so in relation to the first goal that we the third goal rather that I introduced just now, cover shoulders, cover hips. from this position, an underhook is useful for me because as Dave tries to bridge, as Dave tries to bridge from here, I can use my shoulder position to drive his shoulder back to the net. Right? And that's why covering shoulders is important. Same with the hips, right? Yeah. Do a slow. See how his shoulders will come off the net and his hips will come off the net? Correct? If I'm able to stop his shoulders and his hips coming off the mat, I effectively negated his ability to bridge. Good for me. Okay? How you do it, again, I don't care. Just that you do it. So whether you're like this, whether you can even be like this, right? Doesn't matter. I think at the end of the day, it's are you able to immobilize the one? Right? How you go from here to submission, you will develop that later. Okay? We will do the same game this time. Bottom player, we will make it easier for you to start with frames. Okay? Generally, when we're framing, we want to frame on the thing that is covering our hips or our shoulders, or that has the highest possibility of covering our hips and our shoulders. So in this case, it's my hips, right? So bottom player, you want to have some kind of hand against your partner's legs. You can even have one hand across the hip, which will make it hard for me to drive forward. Yeah. Okay. Key detail is when, as you are framing, there's a big difference between framing with your elbows on the inside relative to my knees, and framing with your elbows on the outside. So here it's not really doing much, but the moment it's on the inside, in between the space of his hips and my hips, then it's not going to affect it. Right? If they're outside, I'm still wedging his hip. It's not going to. You can push all you want on my legs, but it's not going to. Right? So, next game, bottom player will start with frames inside. Top player will start low from here. Okay? Same goes, or rather slightly different. Bottom player this time, your goal is to either come up on top or get, I'll say get one leg in front. So, look. Yeah, if it's like this, I'm happy. You don't have to get the second leg for now. Okay? Top player, maintain. Questions? Okay. Let's see, if you go from mouth to, if your partner bridges really hard, and then I get my chest to my partner's back, for the purpose of the game and what we're trying to practice, we just reset from here, right? And then let's go again. Okay? Yeah, just keep chest to chest. You're right. Okay? Chest to chest, cover hips, cover shoulders. Chest to chest, cover hips, cover shoulders. Okay? Let's go. So why we emphasize these goals a lot, right? Is because with every beginner's course, what we observe is that you guys end up figuring out solutions and all, and those solutions that you figure out, some of them are even quite advanced. For example, doing a nice soft practice, doing a keeping a skate, right? So it looks like this, right? And then you can like, wait. Okay. But that escape, I learned it 2 years into Jiu-Jitsu. This is your fucking second day. So simplifying how you practice can help you discover solutions that are quite complicated. So if you are struggling with trying one thing, just try another thing. guarantee you there are a lot of solutions. On that note, we are done kids. Okay. We are going to move on to something a lot more fun now, which is guard passing. So, let's start. So, pins are states or positions where I have gotten past my partner's states. Right? Passing my partner's guard is what I'm trying to do when I'm trying to get past his states, as well as his hands. So generally I'll be in front. Okay? My partner can be on his back or he can be seated up. When he's seated up, the advantage of being here is that he can turn side to side a lot better. So if I try to flank him, he's able to keep up. When he's on his back, it's going to be a lot harder for him to track my hips with his sticks. However, when he's on his back, he has his legs now. So now he has all four limbs that he can use to frame against me as well as top balance me. Yeah, and take top position. So for this game, we are going for the top player, we are going to practice trying to stay on top. Okay, so basically maintaining our balance. Bottom player, we are going to start with both legs on the inside. For these hooks, we use our feet as hooks. We can hook them onto our partner's legs like this. And we want to have our hands cupped on our partner's ankles. Okay? Dave's goal is to try and off-balance me, basically to put my butt on the mat. Okay? My goal is to not let him do it. So, what am I dealing with here? Frames. It's all frames, right? I'm dealing with these frames. If Dave is able to push on those frames, he's going to be able to off-balance me, right? There are two ways to solve this. One way is to shift my weight. So if my weight is here, I can push back, okay, my way forward. Then now Dave has to find another angle. Okay? Not sure yeah, so first way, shift the weight. Second way, redirect the frames. So let's say Dave is pushing out, right? No, I'm not going to show you. Yeah. Figure it out. Redirect frames, shift your weight. Oh, that was close. Yeah. Okay. Off here? Okay. When do we stop? We stop when, obviously, when my butt has touched the mat, or when I'm able to free myself completely of these connections. Right? So, a situation where hands on my partner and my partner does not have any limb. Okay? Can my knees be on the ground? Yes, they can be on the ground. Yeah.
Why don't you just go down?
From here? Try. No. Can. And I do that. Yeah, so can. Again, the only thing is don't let your butt touch the ground. Any other thing, you want your head to be on the ground, that works. Yeah. Right? Yeah, it's fine. I'm okay with that.
As long as you don't kick with your heart.
Yeah. For this game, because there's going to be a lot of falling bodies, I want the bottom player to be aware of the surroundings. So you don't want people colliding with one another. For the top player, if you're falling, really try not to extend your hand out and catch yourself. Because like if you watch UFC, when fighters do like this kind of stuff, they just like dislocate their arm. Right? When you fall, try to land and like go. Okay? Slap the ground, it makes the landing like easier on your body. It's physics, pressure equals force over area. Increase the area, you feel less pressure. Okay? Everyone clear on the start position? Are you ready to see it? Okay, this one, try to do against someone who is like same body length. As much as you can. You stick with our I like it. Okay, we don't want to stay here, but we want to use our limbs to off balance our partner with the ultimate goal of coming up on top. Because now then you can pass and then you can pin your partner. Okay? But sweeping them, that's what we call getting them put on the butt, is very much an enjoyable thing to do. Okay? Yeah, and for the top player, there's also a short game for you to experience that, like, this is what you have to deal with, right? Whether it's this sweep, any other sweep. Yeah. Any other way to make your partner fall down, and in future classes we will look at different configurations. But for now it's just generally on the ground we are dealing with pins and we are dealing with guards. Okay? As a quick summary, today just to recap, we have 3 goals in Jiu-Jitsu. We want to think about those 3 goals from every position, right? Both in the attacking sense and the defending sense. So the first goal is chest. Second goal is chest to back. And the third goal is cover hips, cover shoulders. So chest to back. When we have our seat belt and our hooks in, we are covering shoulders and covering hips, right? So those 3 goals, if you are struggling to like figure out what to do or where to go, just revert to that. Okay. The 2 things, or rather the 1 thing for the top player and the bottom player, for you to take away today, is for the bottom player, frames. You're always looking to get frames in between you and your partner, whether it's your hands bent like this, or whether it's your hands like stretched out like this, whether it's your legs, right? When we have frames, we have good structure that we can use to maintain distance and also to off balance apart. Okay? So when you're on the bottom, think about frames. When you're on the top, think about wedges. So I'm trying to cover his hips, cover shoulders. I'm thinking about using my limbs to wedge his hips in place. Okay? If I don't wedge, he can move and he can rotate. Yeah? That pretty much sums today's class. I will add that rotation is just one of the, let's call it movement problems that we deal with. There are other movement problems as well, or calling it movement problems is just how I think about it and how I categorize it. There's a lot of different ways to approach learning Jiu-Jitsu, but I like this because I can apply it when I'm working. Okay, any questions for today? Okay, round over. Go enjoy. Sick. Alright, that's it for today. Thank you guys. Good job.